Let's talk about something your computer does thousands, maybe millions of times a day without you even thinking about it: searching. We're going to pull back the curtain on how computers find that one specific file, that one contact, that one piece of information in a giant digital haystack. It's the invisible magic that makes everything work.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You type a couple of letters into your phone and bam, the right contact just pops up. That's not actual magic, of course. It's an algorithm. And today, we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
So imagine you had to find a specific book on a totally disorganized bookshelf. Where would you start? Well, you'd probably just start at one end and check every single book one by one, right? That's the most basic, intuitive way to do it, and it's exactly how our first search method works.
This is called a linear search. You can think of it as the brute force method. It's the digital version of looking for that book by just checking the first one, then the next one, and the one after that. Super simple, very straightforward, and hey, it gets the job done eventually.
The logic here is, well, about as simple as it gets. You just start right at the beginning of the list. You ask, is this what I'm looking for? If the answer is yes, great, you're finished. If it's no, you just take one step to the right and ask the exact same question again. You just keep doing that until you find it, or you run out of things to check.
All right, enough talk. Let's actually watch this thing work. We've got a super simple list of numbers here, and our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to find the number 30. Let's see how a linear search would go about it.
Okay, so here we go. Step 1, we look at the very first position. Is it 30? Nope, that's a 10. Okay, moving on. Step 2, we look at the next spot. Is that 30? Still no, that's a 20. All right, step 3, we check the third position, and there it is, 30. It's a match. We found our number, and the search is over. Easy peasy.
So yeah, it's simple and it definitely works. But you can probably see the big problem here, can't you? Speed. For a tiny list of 5 items, who cares? But what if that list had 5 million items? Or 5 billion? Checking them one by one would take forever. For the big jobs, we're going to need a much better way.
And of course, there is a better way. A much cleverer and more powerful approach that's built for those massive lists of data.
Say hello to binary search. This algorithm is an absolute game changer. It's all about efficiency. Instead of that slow, one-by-one plotting, it uses this brilliant divide-and-conquer strategy, basically chopping the problem in half with every single step.
Okay, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. This incredible speed comes with one non-negotiable rule. The list has to be sorted first. If your data is all jumbled up, the whole divide-and-conquer thing just completely falls apart. It won't work. The best way to think about this is like looking for a word in an old-school physical dictionary. You don't start at the A page, right? No, you crack it open somewhere in the middle. Let's say you land on the M section. If the word you're looking for starts with F, you instantly know you can completely ignore the entire second half of the dictionary. With just one move, you've cut your problem in half. You just do that again and again, and you zero in on your target incredibly fast. So let's trace it. Our new target is 40. First move? Jump right to the middle of the whole list. That's 30. Okay, is our target bigger or smaller? It's bigger, so that means we can instantly throw away the entire left half of the list. Gone. Now our search is only on those last 2 numbers. We check the middle of what's left, and boom, there it is, 40. It took just 2 steps. A linear search would have taken 4. See the difference? This, of course, brings up a pretty obvious question. If this magical binary search needs a perfectly sorted list to work, how does a computer take a completely jumbled mess of data and get it into the right order?
The answer is another kind of algorithm, a sorting algorithm. It's the essential partner to an efficient search. Before you can find things quickly, you have to get them organized.
Now, there are tons of ways to sort data, but one of the classics is called bubble sort. It's not the fastest one out there, not by a long shot, but it's a fantastic way to understand the basic idea. It just goes through a list, comparing 2 items at a time and swapping them if they're in the wrong spot.
Let's just watch the first pass here. The computer looks at the first 2 numbers, 5 and 2. Are they in the right order? Nope, so swap them. Next, it compares the new 5 with 9. They're good, so no swap. It keeps doing this, pair by pair, all the way down the line. What's cool is you can see the larger numbers kind of bubble up towards the end. After just this one pass, we know for a fact that the biggest number, 9, is in its correct final position.
So you just repeat this whole process a few more times, and each time another large number gets locked into place.
Eventually, the entire list becomes perfectly ordered. It's now primed and ready for that lightning-fast binary search we talked about.
So when you boil it all down, we have two very different tools for the same job. One is slow and steady, the other is fast, but kind of demanding. So which one do you use?
Well, it's all about trade-offs. Think of linear search as your reliable old pickup truck. It's simple, it'll work on any terrain, sorted list, unsorted list, doesn't matter, but it's not going to win any races. Binary search is the Formula One race car. It's insanely fast on huge data sets, but it absolutely requires that perfect, pre-sorted racetrack to even function.
So the rule of thumb is pretty straightforward. If your list is small, or you know it's going to be a jumbled mess anyway, a linear search is totally fine. But if you're dealing with a massive database, think your entire music library or all the contacts in the world, and speed is everything, it is always worth the effort to sort that data first so you can unleash the power of binary search. And that's really the amazing thing here. These simple, fundamental building blocks, just ideas like check one by one or cut the problem in half. They are the invisible engines powering the entire complex digital world we live in. They're working every time you search for a song, a photo, or look up directions. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other elegant, invisible processes are hiding right there in plain sight?